can you win in this like head-to-head matchups against some of these teams? I think it really kind of solidifies if London's going to be the real deal for the rest of the season or not.
No doubt about it. Shard already comes out here early now as the Outlaws posture in towards the middle of the map a little more. Merritt, he gets chased down. He takes a big hit, and Spark is actually able to finish the job with that railgun here. A great opening for the London Spitfire, and now they can play with a little bit more aggression. Dante's not getting out alive here. Shout for him, but it's going to be a Wilhelm scream as he heads back to spawn.
And you think the London Spitfire should be good at a composition like this, right?
Outlaws as they want to engage, but it's going to be the sound barrier in for Admiral. Elastro's already fallen here. Everyone pushing up. Out towards the side, you can see that Merritt was hoping for a bit of an angle by the roadside, but he finds nothing. Only gets Sparker in the end. It's not nearly enough.
And it's so interesting because Hottie goes over to the side up on that staircase, right? And the Outlaws think they have him separated.
Now, so he'll deflect, stay around that left-hand side, but it's Pelican to fall first there with a deflect burn. It looks like the Spitfire are ready to engage. And now a 97%. They really just happen to sit back. It's the Outlaws that have to make the play and have to do it undermanned. Here's Hardy, Rampage comes through, but Hardy was already anti-healed before he dived in. Still a huge connection on the Outlaws though, and Sparker and Backbone finding 3 between them.
Yeah, I mean, Hardy connects with, I think, 3 or 4 players there. So strong that if you can't, like, make it work, like, playing the exact comp that the Outlaws are, you have to just try and play maybe variations of it, right? Where, like, Mei has always, like, even been, like, historically pretty good on this point. Can you run the Mei in combination with this and make it work? Thus far, you know, everyone just going off here on the Mei in close quarters, make it difficult for anything to go on as maybe the Spitfire point again is on. Now you throw a Mei in the mix, right? Who's got a ice block, a large HP pool, where that'll be Merritt who takes out Admiral first. I think this is the first time that the Outlaws have started off a fight with that first kill.
Sparker really trying to hope to create a pick there while they were a player down, but it wasn't forthcoming here. So the Outlaws will steamroll through pretty comfortably here, and it's worthwhile pointing out there won't be a particular sound barrier. Before we see the eliminations here, Lastro's seen better days, though he's caught inside that close quarters area, and Hardy is going to chop them up.
So there was no Mei wall in place there, right? Because Backbone had used the Mei wall at the choke, but when they went in and fought towards that you know, side area there with the
room for the time being. Oh, there it is. Alastro was a sitting duck. Dante now sheepishly going to try and get away, and sure, the Outlaws might be able to back away for a time. Hardy wanted to chase though when he got what he came for, running down Dante. After that Rampage came through, and Sparker now keeps shooting his left. Will want to try and keep the point going. It'll be tough for him to stay alive, and he gets eliminated pretty much as soon as his feet touch the ground.
I mean, outside of that one fight, the Outlaws end up winning. It is all London Spitfire, and I tell you what, Mitch, after that rant I went on, we were talking to the desk, somebody tweeted me, they were like, if all those for both sides is, the Outlaws kind of playing from position of power on the point.
Yeah, Spark at least able to take some high ground here and throw that disruptor shot into the backhand corner. Yeah, the Outlaws are also so durable, it's going to take a lot of effort to shift them off here. So Spitfire eventually, that's what we're looking for. Some burst damage, a burst elimination, one that can't be healed up or covered over with that overshield. Now we start to see the Spitfire play a little bit more aggressively. Sparker slides forward and we get the cleanup. It's 45% for the Outlaws on that point 8.
Yeah, Lasher from the top rope just came flying around the corner.
To follow it up here for the London Spitfire, and they've got everything they need. Merritt gets run down, and the Spitfire get the perfect little combo, but Pelican, that's so nasty. A huge easy heal came through there, and Pelican dashes up. He's found 3. Blade drawn here. Hardy already gone down, and Pelican for 4 in the fight. What a turnaround for the Outlaws.
I mean, that looked like it was going to swing heavily in favor of London.
Crucially going to be hit Hardy, the only one going to suffer the crackback, but it's enough for Sparker to follow up. Merritt's going to be removed. It's going to be the Spitfire able to hold up here on defense. And again, a pretty underwhelming Rampage from Dante, only finding Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot, right?
And he opts to give it up in favor of getting close and personal here with Let. He'll eventually find the finish, but Bob's now going to be on the scene. Sparker having to play left around that corner to avoid that pressure. But it's decent for the Outlaws. It allows them to approach. Now without Bob, though, there has to be a plan B. And so far that involves Lastro having to shield bash through a disruptor shot, but to get Admiral. Mirror with a key pick off here. Lastro eventually goes down, but he was going to be sacrificed to keep the round going anyway. And Pelicans found Sparker. That's a huge pick off here. Dante can survive. It'll be crucial, but no, eventually it's going to be too much for him to hold up through. And the London Spitfire will be the last one standing here.
And we'll find out, but it just takes a while for the offense to get through this choke that you probably have Merritt back. Oh, okay, here we go.
Now we're cooking with gas, Matthew. Pelican taken down, Dante with no support remaining, and the The swing of the axe not connecting. What a great opener. And again, Merritt doesn't really have a lot of mobility outside of Coach Gun, so it's a long walk back from spawn after getting picked.
You almost couldn't, like you couldn't write a better start there for the London Spitfire with Backbone, who...
Here when the blade comes calling, Backbone hunting. Might have been the target. It looks like forcing him back was going to be more than enough for Backbone. Here's the sound barrier coming a little bit later, and Dante's already been felled. It's a 5v4, and the Spitfire are looking so good, so much better in fact. Merritt forced to his knees here after he finds that one elimination, but that's really all she wrote for the Outlaws. A very, very slow showing from Houston today. Danny Adams from it. Not good at all. Lastra going to be brought down, and there's the blue box of victory now. As Dante just gets bounced around the backline. London playing with their food right now, but their time is about up for the Outlaws. Stunning stuff here, and Houston look completely listless. A nice little 2-0 start for the Spitfire.
They had like 3 minutes and 30 they finished this with as well.
This is speed running.
Concede to like even match, right? They've just been able to play, their game the entire time.
I mean, that fight was so telegraphed from Houston, they may as well have set a written invitation ahead of time. I think the Spitfire had a decent amount of time to prepare for it, but after having sort of given up the high ground, I guess they make much more juicy targets of themselves there for the Outlaws to sort of pick and choose their way to engage. So.
Some other ultimates here to use. That'd be a blade off the rip, and ends up not working out in the Outlaws' favor. They're going to lose Lastra straight away.
And he was the only support with an ultimate, crucially. Now the Outlaws in a pretty compromising situation. They're caught inside this courthouse.
He doesn't have to use the rally, though, right? So Houston will be able to come back.
Sparker, but Pelican's blade, he can't get purchased. Backbone sends him packing, and the London Spitfire shut the Outlaws down. And you praise their old economy, man. You praise the fact that they saved them, but now they've blown them all.
Yeah, now we're going to be about even here on both sides, as Dante will drop a little bit later, so will Lep, but won't be the biggest difference. So you're looking at the clock now, right? Fire side.
I mean, you should perhaps. I guess London are just spawn camping here, so if they lose the fight, it's fine.
The cart's
with both those support.
Somebody's on the cart now. So somebody's actually getting the cart moving. You're going to have another fight, though, here for the London.
Save the beat, if possible. Here it is, Rampage on the 4. You've got to beat now. Yeah, you can't just go for the rally instead. So Pelican gets the hold of the blade a little longer, but they've lost Lastro. Sparker strikes first here. Pelican's blade comes out at the right time. He works around the sound barrier very well, but he's only found the one elimination here. There's going to have to be more than that. They're passing to give it a bit of space now. There's no one ready for the Outlaws to step up because Dante was down. And yeah, look, it's a little bit of a child's beat,
Yeah.
Lastro down. Hardy managed to catch him with the axe swing there. Hardy's looked incredible today on this Junker Queen. Houston, they have 2 Junker Queen options, but looks like neither of them are enough here. Great knife connection there, and oh my, this is, okay, look, Houston, it's one thing to lose that first fight. It's almost, allowable. This second one, though, no.
Yeah, see, though, it's hard, probably.
Bob, it doesn't disrupt the blade, but Backbone's happy to spend that ultimate on getting rid of the Staunch Sentinel for the time being. Sparker finds a finish off there. It's going to be a sound barrier now. Admiral and Let both go for it at the same time. Backbone's taken down by Pelican's blade here, but he's in a little bit of danger. Has to fold away a little bit. Chase from Hardy, looking to try and finish off the Genji, but wasn't expecting Pelican to be healed up as much as he was. And the Outlaws are going to get a huge, huge fight win here. I can't overstate how important that is for momentum here for defenders to win. Pelican here just trying to get whatever damage he possibly can. Admiral under a lot of pressure, but it's Backbone to fall first without having a chance to pull the blade at all. Sparker again trading from a short-handed position. He gets rid of Dante. No Junker Queen here for Houston. That could be a problem. Bob, though, takes his pound of flesh, and Sparker's out of the picture. Pelican wants to stave off the Spitfire once more.
Yeah, it's interesting. They end up having to use to beat the Outlaws there a little bit earlier.
Ultimate available. Good chip damage. Dante going low, but who's Backbone looking for? It's left targeted. He's going to be able to boot the man back, but it's all about card presence right now with Lastro and Dante out of the picture. It's the Outlaws on their last legs before they too are cut out from under them by an imperious-looking London Spitfire. What a bounce back for them here in the Summer Showdown, and the Outlaws absolutely chokeslammed out of this game.
That was dominant. As dominant as this is gritty.